All right, we're gonna record again. I just recorded something that caught last 4 seconds of it, so this is great way to start YouTube, but whatever. Anyhow, I was gonna do some history type things, but with all this war talk, it got me thinking. Just quick background is I know I got well, people tell me I'm from Michigan. That's where I grew up. They tell me I got a southern accent. Blah blah blah. Whatever. So a lot of people may not know. I do live in Georgia. I was in the military and jumped out of airplanes. I was a mechanic at the Ranger Battalion, and that was an experience. Good and bad. Well, really not much bad. We fought a lot, but they like that. I mean, it's just part of it. But anyhow, um, I grew up in Ann Arbor, Michigan, and it's known to be real liberal. My mom was. My dad was probably more conservative, and I've been independent since Perot, and I like Ross Perot, and but I did back Obama, when he was president because he talked about Lincoln and Kennedy, and a lot of us that research those are key words when you hear them coming from a leader. Um, Ann Arbor was a great place to grow up. We partied like hell. Our high school was actually in a movie, Jumper, here on High. It was in that movie. I didn't even know it until I got on YouTube. Somebody told me. There's a park that they show. That's Gallup Park. People from Michigan or Ann Arbor, anyhow, know that place well. In fact, 50% of my class at Huron High spent a lot of time there because 50% of us dropped out. And we're either hockey players, football players, whatever. I mean, but it didn't hurt us that bad because, um, I went into landscaping, and I had a friend went into drywall, ended up owning a drywall business. I know people that went into um, union jobs, and they were making good fucking money. I mean, I'm gonna cuss a little bit, and I'll have some of these that I won't. Hell, there ain't many people gonna watch them. Maybe never, but you know, I just be how you are. Anyhow, it's like the union jobs up there, at least back in the time, they were making, uh, $28, $30 an hour, whatever, and full benefits and retirement. And then you had protection against bad managers, whatever like that. It's a good gig. If they laid you off, and they might lay you off for 6 months, they got to pay you. And you got protection through the union. Truckers Union, Carpenters Union, UAW, whatever. My grandfather actually was a director. Well, he was high up in Chrysler, and he lived in Brighton, Michigan. And I remember being at, they had parades out there and everything. My dad told me that. I don't remember it. I was a dumbass kid anyhow, just thinking about partying probably. But anyhow, he said that Hoffa and them were come down and they shake hands with my grandfather, Frank. Um, I don't know what that means or anything. I mean, but Frank was a good man, and very good man. And but anyhow, the union jobs. Okay, so you get out of school and you get a union job, whatever. You got a freaking future. You got a little bit of a lot of security, and freaking, knocking it down, Um, so, I ended up, I lived sometime in Pensacola Beach and I lived some time in Los Angeles. And in Los Angeles, I lived there for about a year, but then I joined the military. Um, I was getting in the wrong shit. Um, they had some stuff out there. I'm not gonna get into it. I done a lot of stuff in my day. But anyhow, I just thought it'd be best for me to join the military, so that's what I did. And then I ended up in Georgia. Um, I don't even know how I got on that, but um, what I was kind of, I was gonna do some history, but then everybody's talking about this war talk, World War III. We've been in freaking the Middle East business forever, since Dulles and the C9 intelligence, whatever the fuck they are, and some other countries took the leadership out. And you can look back, look back at some of the pictures I posted on my Facebook before the so-called, revolution, really. Look at all the revolutions. There might be one or two legit, but this wasn't. And if you looked at the people in Iran before, I mean, you looked at beaches, looked like Manhattan Beach. Look at freaking, look at city life, look like anything in America, whatever. I mean, what they did is they infiltrate everything. And it goes, this latest thing, you can track back, 100 years, and you can connect the dots. And I intend to, not tonight, but I intend to. And people can research this stuff. I mean, the Bushes, go back to Prescott Bush, he's hand in hand with Hitler, Project Paperclip, it's not conspiracy theory, it's freaking fact. Anytime the media tells you something, they're scared of something, they're going to tell you to stay away from it. This Q thing cracks me up. I mean, for us that have been researching a long time, I heard this plan 8 years ago, maybe 9 years ago now. I heard what was going to happen, and they were going to have mass arrests. They're going to change. They're going to take out the Federal Reserve. They're going to take out the debt-based economy, which Lincoln and Kennedy were wanting to do, and they were going to release technologies. And if people think that there's not hidden technologies, I just don't know what to say. Tesla, and it's pretty well known throughout a lot of areas. Tesla had free energy back 80 years ago, and that shit's been shelved. A lot of people that came up with ideas for alternative energy either got bought out or they ended up having an accident or something, and that's just the way it is. That's just how it is. But yeah, there's a lot of technologies out there, and they've been trying to these fires out there in Australia. I mean, I read where I think the white hats are all over. When I say white hat, I mean, it's just like For anybody that's new to this or whatever, white hats just like cowboys, white hats, and then you got the black hats. They're the band. They're the the gangsters, whatever. But the white hats, anyhow, I think they're all over it because they arrested 300 people involved in that. There's a lot of truths going to come out. But shit, we've had a bunch of fires down there in Amazon. Ain't nobody said crap about it. Media won't touch it. And when the media don't touch it, you know it's part of their agenda. When the media starts getting on something, look at the other side of it. The Q thing, that's what I was just talking about, the Q thing. Well, I mean, when they come out, yeah, I mean, I thought it was cool and everything because I've already heard that shit, I mean, it wasn't new to me. And they talk about Q followers, whatever. What the hell is that, I mean, a bunch of us been researching this shit for freaking ever, Q followers. You're just talking about people that don't look at what you want. You don't think the way you want, huh? Is that the way it is? That's the way it is, right? Fuck that, Research, and you'll see. The media's like, oh, don't go looking, No, of course not. In fact, a couple of them been freaking caught saying, oh, you're supposed to think, we're supposed to be the ones to tell you how to think. They've been busted even freaking saying that. Come on, people, we're America. And the world is waking up too. And they're waking up fast. I don't even know how Europe let all that shit go on as long as they did. And that's why they're freaking been in the streets, yellow vests. I posted something, I think, about a year and a half ago. And somebody up in Michigan was like, yellow vest, what are you talking about? I was just there on nothing. I was like, what the hell are you talking about? Oh, shit's just fucking everywhere. But, I don't know. Maybe he's telling the truth. Maybe it wasn't where he was. But then it's like the news, they're freaking saying, oh, World War III and stuff, and you got people freaking, I've seen tons of videos, people in Iran and Iraq just celebrating the hell out of that son of a bitch getting killed. Yeah. Two different freaking, oh yeah, it's definitely, they're trying to push a false reality. They've been doing it for a long time. They got away with it for a long time. And they can't stand for any of us to question them at all. Any of us. And that means any liberals or anything. You try questioning some of your own people. You see what happens to them. Them freaking goddamn whack you out, whack your legs out in a freaking heartbeat. You think they got any loyalty? The fuck they do. We got loyalty. Patriot Party, and that means Democrats. Hell, there's a lot of Democrats come over. And I was independent. I was freaking goddamn, like I said, I backed Obama. I was a Bernie man. I known Bernie way before anybody ever even knew Bernie. I was watching him on freaking Link TV and all the rest of shit, people come out, talking all this shit, I like Bernie because he was against the Federal Reserve. I have a little bit of basis behind what I talk about. I have a lot of research behind what I talk about. Don't just shoot off saying I like Trump. In fact, I didn't like Trump. I didn't like Trump all the way up. My son liked Trump. I was like, hell, is his freaking goddamn mouth gonna get him freaking in trouble? He's like, he's talking this, talking that. I was like, yeah, all right. And I was like, Bernie, get rid of the Federal Reserve because that's big for me. Because I think that is a linchpin, and it is. And everybody's going to find out that it is. The central banks, it's all runs everything. It's the money. It's how they do everything. Shit, they're goddamn screwing us out of interest, printing our own money out of midair. Any one of us could goddamn, hell, let's get a building, we'll start printing freaking money. We'll sell it to goddamn Treasury. We do the same freaking thing. What the hell's that? That doesn't even make sense. So, no, I didn't even like Trump. But I started listening to him, and what I seen is because I usually don't like to just listen to what people say. I listen to what they don't say, and I also like to see who's against them. Usually, who's against them will give you a good idea on what's going on. Now, when Clintons and the Bushes both came out against Trump, I was sold. I was freaking sold. And I got some good, smart, intelligent friends up in Michigan and everything. I was like, it's the Clinton and freaking Bush alliance that you got to worry about. Well, we're Clinton Bush alliance. I was like, what the fuck, really? And see, that's how they've always got us. They work both sides. They buy both sides, and whoever they can corrupt, they can, I don't even know how they screwed up. I don't know how they screwed up because they about had control of everything. But I don't think they had control of our military. And there was a lot of generals that were real pissed off by a lot of shit that happened in Korea. I'll get into that another time. But I think that's when it all started. And you get some hard ass freaking military people pissed off, you're gonna have some enemies for a while. And I think, that's why our military is as loyal as it is. And I think there's some bad eggs here and there, but they're gonna probably be taken out pretty quick. I think my freaking dog Bear is growling at something. Anyhow, as far as this freaking Benghazi thing, hell, I'm looking at my clock. Shit, 15-minute thing took forever. I'm gonna go through this quick. Benghazi, how in the hell is anybody comparing this to Benghazi? I mean, I don't freaking see that shit. What the hell? I mean, it's, it was done right. This thing was handled right. I mean, it's like the OK Corral, It's like, fucking walk on down there and fucking take care of motherfucking business. And for cry over the freaking bad guys, and then World War III over this, and we've been blowing the shit out. Okay, yeah, the media is talking World War III. Come on, people. That same fucking media that was in bed with the Bushes. Like I said, it's on both sides. In bed with the Bushes, getting us in the freaking goddamn Iraq, and freaking saying it was freaking all these weapons, and they were part of 9/11, and no fucking part of it whatsoever. And they killed millions. Fuck are they talking about here? One freaking dude, and one dude that killed like 206 of our guys, as we know, and he had other plans to probably take over Iraq to overthrow the government, and I think that was going to happen because I'm fixing to tell you why. And just let other shit go, I mean, all this stuff that we've done in the Middle East under the deep state, it will be rectified, and it needs to be rectified, and I think it will through war trials. I think a couple of them have already been executed. Anyhow, so the Benghazi thing, no way. World War III, I think there's most all the countries are on the white hat side now. Of course, you're not going to see it through the media. They're going to make it out like everybody's against us, but everybody should have been against us with their agenda that they were carrying out for 30 freaking years after they killed Kennedy. Evil bitches, but not now. No. The white hats, people with a heart, people with a freaking, and it's all races. You can talk to all races. I mean, there's a lot, a lot of Arabs and in Iraq and um, Iran have been celebrating the hell out of this. They're not stupid people. I mean, the media thinks everybody's stupid. The reason Iraq, I think, is important is Putin wasn't. I mean, they were kissing Putin's ass and everything, which I never. I don't know. I can get into that another time. But they were kissing Putin's ass, and oh, we're gonna restart all this stuff, and they've done all these deals with him. Did the frickin' all the uranium deals and all that, and but when he signed into Brexit, everything changed, and there was a plane shot down in Ukraine. I think you can find out that they were aiming at Putin's plane because Putin's plane just flew over. This other plane flew over, or one or the other. One was in front of the other, and they both looked the same. And I think they missed Putin. I mean, but anyhow, that's when it changed. All right, and getting back to where I was talking about Iraq. And you can look back, and even Hillary spouted out. I mean, you can catch these creatures. They spout out fucking truth every now and then. She was saying there's going to be a day that Iraq is going to be the richest country in the world. Well, those of us that have been researching and maybe catch the RV and maybe have some investments in certain areas, we'll know exactly what she's talking about, because they did a reevaluation of all the countries with their assets and, precious metals, oil in the ground, historical things, which freaking Iraq is ate up with historical things that they try to destroy and steal, a lot of it. And rare earth metals or rare earth minerals, whatever the fuck it is. And in Iraq, being that they were able to file bankruptcy, or they were released from all debt after all the shit we did to them, they could easily be the richest country in the world when the RV happens. And it's going to happen. They're going to take down the Federal Reserve and this bullshit freaking central bank system, which is nothing but, and you can research this too, Babylonian debt slavery. Research it. It's been going on forever. And they're going to get rid of it. And then all the wars will stop because they've been backed by the same people. They want us to fight. You see it now. Media's trying to pit one against the other. Same freaking shit, They've been the masters of all wars. The money machine. They keep everybody in chaos. And they just, take what they can. They take every freaking thing. All right? So, anyhow, it's gone way over than what I wanted it to. So, I'll cover something else later. Out here.